In the annals of World War II, few chapters are as brutal and pivotal as the Battle of Okinawa. This 1945 conflict, often overshadowed by European theatrics, was not just a battle, it was a cataclysm of ideologies, strategies, and human valor. So let's rewind to April 1st, 1945, when the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet and more than 180,000 American soldiers descended upon Okinawa, the largest of the Ryukyu Islands in Japan. This was the start of Operation Iceberg, the Allies' master plan to use Okinawa as a strategic base for invading Japan. The invasion's outset was bizarrely uneventful. American troops bracing for a massacre akin to D-Day found Okinawa's beaches nearly unguarded. This was no oversight, but a deliberate tactic by the Japanese, who had retreated to the southern part of the island. Under Lieutenant Gen. Mitsuru Ushijima's command, Japan's 32nd Army, including conscripted civilians and home guards, had entrenched themselves in a labyrinth of tunnels and bunkers, particularly around the Shuri defense line. This was the Japanese strategy: avoid beachfront confrontations, engage in guerrilla warfare, and exhaust the American forces. Meanwhile, in the north, American troops faced minimal resistance, quickly securing the area. But as they ventured south, the situation transformed drastically. The Shuri Line, a triangle of fortified hills and rugged terrain, became the epicenter of some of the most ferocious battles of the Pacific War. The Japanese, using their well-crafted defensive positions, inflicted heavy casualties on the advancing Americans. Amidst this terrestrial hell, the naval aspect of the battle raged with equal ferocity. The U.S. Navy was targeted by relentless kamikaze attacks. These suicide missions, carried out by Japanese pilots, saw planes being flown directly into American ships, causing devastating losses. The Fifth Fleet suffered the brunt of this unconventional warfare, with dozens of ships sunk or damaged and thousands of sailors killed or wounded. One of the most intense confrontations was at Hacksaw Ridge, a 400-foot cliff. Here, American and Japanese forces engaged in brutal, often hand-to-hand combat. Amidst the chaos, one man stood out: Corporal Desmond T. Doss, an unarmed medic who, under constant enemy fire, saved 75 of his comrades. His heroics later inspired the film Hacksaw Ridge, and he received the Medal of Honor for his extraordinary bravery. The Japanese strategy was one of attrition. By leveraging the island's terrain and employing a network of tunnels and fortifications, they aimed to inflict maximum casualties on the American forces, delaying their advance and preserving Japan's mainland. The American strategy, in contrast, relied on overwhelming firepower and a methodical ground advance, supported by naval and air bombardment. The battle's endgame was as tragic as it was inevitable. Faced with certain defeat, many Japanese soldiers and Okinawan civilians chose death over surrender, a testament to the pervasive belief that Americans would show no mercy. The culmination saw General Ushijima and his chief of staff committing ritual suicide, signaling the battle's end. The cost of the Battle of Okinawa was astronomical. American forces suffered over 49,000 casualties, including more than 12,000 killed. Japanese military losses were even higher, with approximately 110,000 soldiers dead. The civilian death toll was also staggering, estimated between 40,000 and 150,000. This battle, in its sheer scale and brutality, stands as one of the deadliest in human history. The Allied victory at Okinawa had profound implications. It brought American forces within striking distance of Japan's mainland. However, the staggering losses and the prospect of a bloody invasion of Japan led the U.S. to choose an alternative endgame: the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In retrospect, the Battle of Okinawa is more than a historical footnote. It encapsulates the extreme human costs of war, the complexities of military strategy, and the often unspoken sacrifices of both soldiers and civilians.